Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Helix Fossil?
Amen. That Twitch TV plays Pokemon thing
is the single greatest thing humanity's ever accomplished.
I'm jealous that I did not think of the genius that is Twitch TV plays Pokemon.
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't know how to code it, so even if you thought about it...
No, but I mean, I have friends that can do that.
Well, sure.
But I mean, just the idea
But you
itself,
probably didn't
right?
even realize that that was a thing that could be done with code.
No, no.
Yeah.
No.
I still want to know if it's done, if the one that they're running is done in Java or Python or something. I'm not sure, but I want to know.
Either way, it can be done with both.
It can be done. It can be done with several languages, but.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, go on Twitch TV. It'll be like the #1 watch stream.
Pretty much ever.
Yeah. So go there, and it's basically a bunch of people playing Pokemon simultaneously through chat. Like 70,000 people. So they just spam up, down, A, B, start, and they've managed to get through like 4 or 5 guilds.
Guild, you mean trainers? They just passed. They got through the Safari Zone.
Don't they call them guilds?
No.
In that? I thought, or the doges. What do they call them?
I can't remember anymore. No, the gyms.
Gyms. Fuck. I'm stuck in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Man.
No, they're done. They passed the Safari Zone as far as I know, and they got Surf, and they killed. You know, they beat Giovanni and stuff. They're pretty far. They're, give or take, they're either around halfway or 2/3 of the way through the game, because I can't remember. I'm a little foggy on my Pokemon stuff, but...
It's just incredible. It's like every...
If you go to reddit.com/r/TwitchPlaysPokemon, and you just read all the shit there...
Yeah, it's epic.
You're gonna literally catch up on what is quite possibly the greatest freaking thing, and the thing that's generated the best Reddit and Imager-related original content in years.
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, it's such a genius idea, and... It's funny to watch. There's so many trolls, and
the fact that there's an entire narrative and a religion now, 2 religions, is hilarious. Yeah. I think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Go check it out. I'm sure everybody in here has probably heard of it in one way, shape, or form.
Probably.
I mean, it's all over every gaming website, every possible thing there is.
Oh yeah.
To know.
No.
If you're in the gaming world, you know about this.
You know about it.
Yep.
You know about it. Is this a relatively small map? This is a relatively small map.
Yeah, it's a small map. It's like a medium size, I call it, I think.
Yeah, and so in this case, I'm gonna assume that the favor can be in that of the Zergs.
It can be. The only good thing about it is for Protoss, it's fairly easy to get a 3rd in this because it is close to your natural. So that's one thing that it got going for it. But yeah, I mean,
as a Terran, you don't have all that much room to be like, for instance, trying to save your dropships and stuff. There's not a lot of open, empty air on the edges of the map for you to accomplish that.
Yeah, there's no towers on this map either.
No.
So you can't...
I like that.
Yeah, I think...
Force is good scouting.
I just think towers is stupid anyway. I don't know. I was just never a fan of towers to begin with.
No, because it made for lazy scouting.
Yeah, it's just...
I know that, like, I know that they weren't necessarily specifically for scouting. Like, the meta of those were to create points of contention. Kind of like gold was to create points of contention because of the advantage they were given. If you controlled gold, or if you control a tower point, it's a point of contention for the advantage it was given, and not just necessarily, oh well, it's just for vision. But it nurtured
their vision towers.
It nurtured bad scouting habits in comparison to, you know, Brood War or something where you had to be way more active in your scouting. But now they're you know, they've removed gold for the most part. They've got some maps with it, and they're removing some towers in some other maps like this one. So.
Yeah, I think you know what, honestly, I know I like to hate on Blizzard and not Blizzard as a whole, but what they're doing with Starcraft, because you know, I just think it's anyway.
Life choices.
Yeah, but I will say that their maps and stuff are getting better.
Yeah,
they're just getting better.
Yeah,
because I mean, when they first started, they were terrible, and now they're starting to look better. They've got a better feel to them, and they're more balanced. Like before, there was maps that were just so bad for like one race and so good for another that it just turned into a veto frenzy, and all you'd play is mirror matchups on ladders on certain maps because every Protoss would have something vetoed, or every Zerg would have something vetoed. So I like that the way that the direction that they're going with maps. I'll give them that.
No, I agree. And here we go with some Hellions. This is again any map that's small like this. I'm going to assume it's just the nature of everybody to want to take advantage of that and start pumping out fast units that get out some damage early.
Yeah, this is just TVZ. This is how it turns out. And trying to make these Hellions worth the investment. Already got rid of the army of the Lings. Kind of needs to kill off some drones here to make this work. Because you don't want to lose all 4 of these Hellions.
He hasn't really killed that many because he hasn't been lining them up.
Killed 4 drones and probably about, what, 8 Lings or so. We're getting up there now. 5.
That might be the fastest spore crawler I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick spore. I don't know why he got one so quickly. Maybe he's scared of Banshee play.
It's entirely possible.
It happens, actually, fairly often.
111 still a popular thing?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on right here.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
I think, like, before 111 used to be this, I can't remember what Korean was doing it all the fucking time that made it really popular. I don't know if it was Hero or... No, it wasn't Hero.
It wasn't MKP.
Obviously not Hero.
Was it?
Might have been NK. I'm not sure, but there was one Korean that was just... That was all this Korean did.
Yeah.
Was 111. And it was essentially what they do is they just all in everything, right? Bring their SCVs, everything.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. And now it seems like Terran is 111ing into gameplay. So like they'll 111 into an expansion. They're not like you're not pulling SCVs like before and just making one big attack.
But I have to assume that in order to make that work, you have to make these attacks, these harassments, cost effective. Otherwise, you're just putting yourself further behind.
That's the thing. So he really needs to make these. You know, the Hellions work. Yeah, were they worth it? Yes and no. I mean, he got rid of a Ling army, got some scouting information, killed off 5 drones. Now, really didn't do too much.
Here's what I'm a little concerned about. He went down, he already saw there were spore crawlers. That, you know, that's only going to be able to do so much.
Yep.
Before it runs into trouble. He doesn't even need to be cloaked here, necessarily. You know, he can just use his cloak when necessary. Right now, it's not. He's just wasting energy. He's going to throw down, trying to get rid of this,
Oh my goodness!
Oh wow!
These guys are having a barbecue from the top.
Barbecue fest.
He's so worried about his base. He's not paying attention to this.
Yeah, and he's not going to get in here. If those Hellions were to go over to the ramp and just fire down the ramp, those all be toasted in 2 hits.
Yep. And that's exactly what just happened. So now he's just way behind, and this is just going to be a Hellion fucking. This Zerg's going to get his shit pushed in here in T-minus 15 seconds. That's what's going to happen.
That's what
he has nothing that can stop this. He needs to put down a shit ton of
not enough
spine crawlers. I thought maybe if these were roaches, he'd have a chance, but those were all drones.
Yeah, well, you know, he's I think
he is not attacking.
I think ultimately he did. Well, does he even have a roach warren? I think he wanted to go with banelings.
No. Yeah,
and that didn't happen. And as soon as you see like these, I mean, I guess it's kind of a
GG.
I don't know, roaches on creep. Can they keep up with Hellions to track them down, or what? How does that work?
Well, if you have roaches here, it's just gonna stop the Hellions from really making a big play. But at this point, he's got so many Hellions that even if roaches pop, he'd still go in here and do everything that he can.
Yeah.
And he just lost so much shit. But I do like the fact that he's got these queens blocking off that ramp there, not allowing them to come up. He lost a bunch of drones, 16 now in total, but not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be here. Still has those 3 queens, going to make some banelings, although banelings aren't the most effective against Hellions. They can work. Decent defend. I'm actually surprised that he's defended the way he did. Seriously.
Well, yeah, he did a good job there using the queens, yeah, like I said, to block the ramp, and also just doing some great transfuses to keep the lead queen alive as long as possible. And the only thing that could have been done better there is if that lead queen was a little further back to get those Hellions within range of that spine crawler more frequently, because that spine crawler only really came into play in in the beginning and at the end of that attack.
Yeah.
But here's 3 banshees, and now he's going to contest with this.
Yeah, these banshees are going to be a bad news for him. He needs to get rid of the spore crawler immediately before this goes down. And if he can do that, there's going to be nothing here that can. Oh, he's got another spore crawler. Never mind. So I take that back. So it didn't matter if he went after it or not. Now he's just one banshee going down. Really needs to make these work too. I mean, he can get some drone kills here.
He's gonna have corners, yeah. He's just got corners that he can work with right now. Yeah. The spore crawlers kind of have him in a bit of a tough spot. Here he's fine because he had to move that spore crawler forward.
Yep.
And he's gonna have to move it back down again, but that just means he's gonna move around front.
Yep. He's just uncloaking now. Realize he doesn't really need it now that the overseer's out. and he's going to back off. Very good harassment with those Banshees. I think the Banshees did just as much damage as those Hellions did, although he still has about half of his Hellion crew still alive. No expand here.
I was
going to
say,
really, really bad.
I was going to say, after all of that, still not having an expansion, the Zerg is actually, I think, in the better.
Oh, he's
in
a
way better league right now.
Yeah.
And I think the Zerg might actually, against all odds, manage to win this shit.
Yeah, he needed to, with those Hellions, he needed to end the game.
Yeah.
He pretty much needed to end the game. Yeah, but he did a good job with the Queens here, not allowing him up. It just needed to end. How is he gonna make this work? Zerg is still on 2 base. He still has 33 drones to the 23 SCVs. Yeah, sure, he's lost 21 drones, but that really hasn't stopped him from still making a bunch of drone production.
I think when as soon as he saw, in my obviously expert opinion, as soon as he saw the Queens blocking that ramp and the transfuses happening, I think he should have cut his losses and just got the Hellions out of there, and then came back.
Yeah.
Just keep. He has to get his base. He's already going to be behind because he's down a base. But as long as he can keep the drone count down as much as possible, at least he'll be less far behind than he is in this case, where now he's in an all-in position basically, and if this doesn't work, he dies.
Yeah, he's so all-in that his minerals are gonna be depleted here, and he's gonna have to move his main command to his natural, which is never a good thing for a Terran. He would have loved to have been able to at least get 1 command center out of the deal. I mean, even if he would have sacrificed a handful of Marines to get a command center, I mean that would have been his best bet. Now the Mutalisks are out, and
there's not a lot that's going to stop that now.
I mean, if these Banshees die,
he's out looking for him.
Oh,
I mean, he's going to be able to cloak.
Yeah, but he's got an Overseer too. So.
He's going to have an Overseer there on the prowl. There's the main force moving in. That is enough Marines to get rid of these.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Question is, can he get rid of these Mutalisks, and/or the Muta's going to be able to find these Banshees?
He really needs some Banelings to help him with this shit. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to. There's the Banelings right there. There's the Banelings right there, but they're not going towards it. Everything.
Oh, it's a big hit.
Yes, please.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Those were the 2 most cost-effective Banelings I have ever seen.
Yes.
And all of his
GG.
anti-air is gone.
GG.
Just like that. 2 hits. Those Banelings were running around. They even were like scratching their asses on the side of the Marine's bum cheek.
They went for all the glory. One of those Banelings was down to like 10 health.
That was insanity.
That was well done.
Wow.
He stimmed. He lost that health. The Banelings had enough to get rid of them. It's gone, and those Muta ruled the air.
Cost-effective.
That was insanely cost-effective. That's so cost-effective they won the game.
And nothing could touch the Mutas. I mean, that was it. That was it. Wow, nice play there by the Zerg.
I'm impressed with that defense.
I'm impressed because I thought the game was over when the Hellions came down and I saw 50 of them, and he had nothing down here except for like a half-made Spine Crawler and 3 Queens. I thought it was GG.
Yeah,
well, but no, he proved me wrong.
So, but
and he even built drones in his face.
Yeah.
He said, "Screw units, I'm building drones, motherfucker. I'm holding this." So,
and he still pulled it up. Well done indeed. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, follow, everything in between. Give us 5 stars if you have a time machine. And we'll see you guys next time.